There's some pyramid-like structures or hills in China as well, right?
There are certainly hundreds and hundreds of them.
Wow.
They haven't excavated a single one. Not one. And the famous tomb of the first emperor, it is also a pyramid. It has also not been excavated. The terracotta army around it has been found.
The terracotta army is amazing.
Oh, yeah. The terracotta army was buried around its edges. And there's a mythology that's come down that within the pyramid is a lake of mercury, that there are mechanical devices in there which will fire arrows at you if you go in. That there's a whole story about how intensely protected it is, and up to this day it's not been excavated.
That's so crazy. How could someone leave that alone?
Beneath China's ancient soil lies a dark and shocking secret, structures so massive, so intricately crafted, that they defy everything we thought we knew about ancient civilizations. Forgotten pyramids, colossal tombs, and underground cities, each one a chilling reminder of a long-lost world that once wielded unimaginable power. But what happened to these advanced societies? Why did they vanish without a trace? What lies hidden in these ancient ruins, waiting to be uncovered?
Okay, we're going to take you somewhere very deep underground to a family of nobility ranking 9 straight generations, a mausoleum complex dating back thousands of years.
Deep underground in the heart of China, there exists a family of nobility that has been buried for 9 generations. Their tombs lie within a complex that dates back thousands of years, untouched by time but shrouded in mystery. These ancient mausoleums, known as the Shishia Imperial Tombs, are part of a vast array of colossal, unexplained structures scattered across the country. Some of these structures challenge modern understanding, while others remain a profound enigma that even the most advanced scientists and historians have yet to fully explain.
And why does no one dare dig deeper?
China's Shishia Imperial Tombs have recently drawn global attention after their inscription as the country's 60th UNESCO World Heritage Site.
There are certain places in China that have baffled scientists for centuries, and these sites often instill a sense of fear in those who attempt to uncover their secrets. They include monumental structures that are not only massive, but also steeped in mystery. These sites are so ancient that they challenge our understanding of history, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. From vast underground chambers that appear to have been carved with machine-like precision to pyramids buried beneath layers of earth, these prehistoric megastructures are not just relics of the past, they are marvels that defy logic and reason. What makes these structures so intriguing is not just their age or size, but their complexity. Many of them feature sophisticated engineering techniques that appear to be far ahead of their time. These techniques have left archaeologists and engineers alike scratching their heads, wondering how ancient civilizations were able to build such structures without the technological advances that we have today. The exact purpose of these constructions is still largely unknown, and the people who built them remain a mystery. Why were they built? Who were the people behind these feats of engineering? And most perplexing of all, why has no one dared to dig deeper into these sites, risking the unknown dangers that might lie within? One of the most well-known sites of this kind is the Shishia Imperial Tombs. Recently inscribed as China's 60th UNESCO World Heritage Site, these tombs are an important reminder of the grandeur and mystery that lies beneath the surface of the earth. The tombs are part of a much larger network of prehistoric megastructures that have been discovered across the country, many of which have been buried for centuries. These tombs are not just burial sites, but are also symbols of ancient power, wealth, and the rituals of a long-forgotten ruling class. The mysteries surrounding them have only deepened with time, as archaeologists and historians struggle to piece together the story of who built these massive structures and why they were created in the first place. The intrigue doesn't stop there. As we delve deeper into China's ancient landscape, we encounter more of these imposing structures, each one adding another layer to the mystery. These structures are spread across a vast region, from the northern plains to the southern mountains, and each site presents its own unique challenges for modern scholars. Some of these sites are massive quarries, where giant stone blocks were carved from the earth, while others are ancient cities, hidden beneath layers of soil and vegetation. Regardless of their form, they all share one thing in common: They are remnants of a civilization that was far more advanced than we had previously thought. One such example is the Yangon Quarry Steel Base, located 300 meters up a misty hillside in Jiangsu. The quarry is home to the largest single stone blocks ever attempted in history. In 1405, imperial artisans began carving a memorial steeply for the young emperor directly from the mountain. They cut the head, base, and body of the stone, but the project was ultimately abandoned when the task became too difficult. The base alone weighs 16,250 tons, roughly equivalent to the weight of the USS Iowa battleship. Moving such a massive object down the mountain would have been impossible without causing extensive damage to the roads, and the tools of the time were simply not up to the task. What's even more perplexing is that modern cranes can only lift around 20,000 tons under ideal conditions, yet the combined mass of the stone pieces at Yangon tops 31,000 tons. No records explain how the engineers intended to move or raise the stone, and the project was quietly cancelled. Today, visitors can walk through the quarry, staring up at the colossal stone pieces still clinging to the hillside. The abandoned project is a testament to ancient ambition, showing just how far the builders were willing to push the limits of technology. Moving from quarries to underground marvels, we encounter the Long Caves, a network of man-made caverns that were discovered in 1992. When divers first pumped water from the area, they expected to find a flooded quarry. Instead, they uncovered an underground kingdom, with 24 caverns carved into solid sandstone with remarkable precision. The walls of each cavern are covered in parallel grooves, cut at a perfect 60 degrees angle, giving the impression that one enormous tool carved the stone. Despite being over 2,000 years old, there are no inscriptions or any signs of human activity, which makes the origin of these caves all the more mysterious. What is perhaps most perplexing is the scale of the construction. Engineers estimate that carving just one of these caves today would require scores of diamond-tipped cutters working continuously for months. Yet the caves are connected through narrow tunnels that appear to have been deliberately planned, forming a grid-like structure. No tools or waste materials have been found to explain how these caverns were created, and the missing spoil piles, materials removed from the stone, remain a mystery. These caves are a clear indication that early Chinese engineers had access to secrets and techniques that we still cannot replicate or fully comprehend. The Shima Stone City adds another layer of mystery to the region's ancient past. Located on the lowest plateau of Shanxi, archaeologists discovered the ruins of Shimao, a prehistoric fortress that predates the Great Wall by nearly 2 millennia. The fortress spans an area of 400 hectares and is centered around a stepped pyramid, 230 feet high. The city's walls are made from limestone blocks that interlock like Lego pieces, and laser scans have revealed that these walls stretch for 5.7 kilometers. Inside the pyramid, jade inlays and serpent carvings suggest that the rulers of Shimao wielded considerable wealth and power. What makes Shimao even more intriguing is the discovery of pits filled with decapitated human heads arranged in patterns. These sacrifices suggest that the ruling class may have wielded a power that has since been forgotten. The city dates back to between 2300 and 1800 BCE, long before bronze chariots thundered across China. Yet no metal tools have been found that could have shaped the tight jointing of the stone walls, and the masonry has withstood earthquakes that would have destroyed modern buildings. This discovery raises more questions than answers, suggesting that Chinese civilization may have been more advanced far earlier than we have been led to believe. As we explore these ancient sites, we are confronted with the undeniable evidence of a sophisticated and powerful civilization that existed long before the well-documented dynasties of China. The mystery of how these structures were built, and the identities of those who created them, remain unsolved. But what is clear is that these ancient megastructures are not just a testament to human ingenuity. They are reminders of the secrets that still lie hidden beneath the surface of our modern world. One of the most striking examples of ancient engineering is the Long Caves. In 1992, divers began draining a flooded quarry in China, expecting to find the usual signs of a waterlogged construction site. To their astonishment, they uncovered 24 vast underground caverns, each one carved out of solid sandstone with remarkable precision. The caves vary in height, with some reaching up to 30 meters, and the walls are marked with parallel grooves, all cut at a perfect 60-degree angle. The sheer scale of these man-made caves suggests that they were carved using a tool or technique that is still beyond our full understanding. The mystery deepens when we consider the age of the caves. Carbon dating places their construction at more than 2,000 years ago, at a time when the people of China did not have access to modern tools or technology. There were no steel drills, no electric lights, and no advanced pumping systems to prevent water from flooding the caverns as they were being carved. Despite these limitations, the builders were able to create a network of interconnected chambers, each one meticulously planned and executed with a level of precision that still baffles engineers today. The difficulty of replicating such a feat with modern technology is immense. Carving even a single cave today would require multiple diamond-tipped cutters running non-stop for months, and this is only for one cave. To have carved 24 such caves over 2,000 years ago would have required a workforce of unimaginable size, and yet there is no evidence to indicate how the workers managed such an enormous task. What is even more perplexing is the lack of any spoil piles, waste material removed from the stone during the carving process, nor any tools left behind. The caves stand as an incredible testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Chinese builders, who seemingly had access to methods that modern engineers are still struggling to comprehend. Another site that raises many questions is Shima Stone City. Hidden on the lowest plateau of Shanxi, this ancient city was uncovered by archaeologists and revealed to be a fortress predating the Great Wall by nearly 2 millennia. Shimao, as it is known, was built on a vast scale, stretching over 400 hectares and dominated by a stepped pyramid that rises 230 feet high. Surrounding the pyramid is a system of stone walls that, when mapped by laser scanning, extend over 5.7 kilometers, interrupted by bastions and an intricate gate system. The construction of Shimao is remarkable not only for its size, but also for its advanced building techniques. The stone walls of the city are faced with limestone blocks that fit together with an almost perfect interlocking system, which suggests that the builders possessed a level of masonry expertise that was far ahead of their time. Inside the pyramid itself, archaeologists discovered jade inlays and serpent carvings that hint at a ruling class that wielded wealth and power. However, it is the discovery of human remains in the city that truly sets Shimao apart from other ancient sites. Archaeologists uncovered pits filled with decapitated human heads, arranged in patterns. This chilling discovery suggests that human sacrifice may have been a part of the city's rituals, and it hints at a culture whose practices have been lost to time. The carbon dating of the site places it between 2300 and 1800 BCE, which means that Shimao existed long before the first known examples of bronze chariots in China. What is particularly fascinating about the city is that no metal tools have been found that could have been used to shape the tightly fitting stone blocks, raising further questions about the advanced building techniques employed by the city's architects. The mystery surrounding Shimao deepens when we consider the fact that the site appears to have been abandoned long before it could reach its full potential. Despite its grand scale and the apparent power of its rulers, the city was left to decay, with no written records to explain its rise and fall. Today, the ruins of Shimao are still being studied, and archaeologists continue to uncover new findings that challenge our understanding of China's ancient past. The possibility that advanced civilizations existed in China long before the rise of the dynasties we are familiar with today has major implications for the way we view ancient history. Equally enigmatic is the discovery of Lingyi Ancient City, a sprawling urban center that was uncovered in 2018 through satellite scans of the wetlands of Shimei. This city, which dates back to around 3300 BCE, was an extraordinary feat of urban planning and engineering. Covering an area of 34 square kilometers, the city was surrounded by massive earth walls that were almost 4 meters tall, which served as fortifications against flooding and other natural threats. What is truly remarkable about Lingyi is the advanced water control system that was implemented throughout the city. More than 30 dams, canals, and reservoirs were constructed to regulate the flow of water, ensuring that seasonal floods could be controlled. The scale of the water management system at Lingyi is staggering, and it demonstrates an advanced understanding of hydrology that would have been difficult to replicate even with modern technology. Core samples taken from the site show silt layers that were captured behind artificial embankments, proving that the builders of Lingyi understood how to manage water on a monumental scale. At the heart of the city stood Moja Shan Palace, a massive platform that spanned the size of 9 football fields. Within this palace, archaeologists discovered jade cylinders and polished axes, suggesting that the site was not only a center of power, but also a place of ritual significance. Despite the city's size and sophistication, no written records have been found to explain how Lingyi came to be or why it was abandoned. What is known is that a sudden drought around 2300 BCE seems to have caused the city to be abandoned, with the once vibrant canals and reservoirs slowly filling with reeds. Remarkably, the dams built to control the water have survived to this day, and engineers who have visited the site admit that replicating such a system with modern tools would take years. The precision with which the water control system was constructed speaks to the advanced knowledge of the ancient people who built Lingyi, and it challenges our assumptions about the level of technology and expertise possessed by early Chinese civilizations. As we look at these ancient sites, it becomes increasingly clear that the people who built them were capable of far more than we give them credit for. The evidence of their engineering prowess is everywhere, from the massive stone structures of Shimao to the sophisticated water management systems at Lingyi. These discoveries force us to reconsider our understanding of ancient Chinese history and to question the limits of what was possible in the distant past. What stands out across all these sites is the overwhelming sense of mystery that surrounds them. Despite the wealth of knowledge we have gathered from studying ancient civilizations, these structures remain as enigmatic as ever. Who were the people who built these massive, sophisticated constructions? How did they manage to achieve such feats of engineering without the advanced tools and machinery that we take for granted today? And why were these sites abandoned, leaving only their ruins to whisper their secrets across the centuries? These questions remain unanswered, but the sheer scale and complexity of these ancient sites make one thing clear: ancient China was home to a civilization that possessed knowledge and expertise that is still beyond our reach. The more we uncover, the more we realize just how much we still have to learn about the ancient world. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of China's ancient past, we find ourselves encountering even more awe-inspiring structures that challenge our understanding of early engineering, architecture, and urban planning. The discoveries of New Halang, Erto Palace, and Beino Neolithic Village provide a window into an ancient civilization that possessed remarkable skills, knowledge, and creativity. These sites offer glimpses into a time when ancient builders were capable of constructing monumental structures with remarkable precision and sophistication, often with methods that are still not fully understood today. One such site is New Halang, home to the Pyramid of the Jade Goddess. Situated on the windswept ridges above the Liao River, this complex is an intriguing mix of natural features and human craftsmanship. At first glance, the pyramid appears to be a natural hill, but upon closer inspection, archaeologists discovered that it was in fact an artificial mound built from carefully piled stone. Capped with crimson clay, the mound once glowed under the sunrise, giving it a mystical quality that seems to transcend mere construction. Beside the pyramid stands the famous goddess temple, where a life-sized clay face with painted eyes stares out through an opening aligned with the midsummer dawn. This alignment suggests that the temple may have had significant ritual importance, possibly marking the rise of the sun during important celestial events. The pyramid complex at New Halang is also home to 14 circular tomb platforms, each filled with jade figurines and other burial objects. The jade artifacts found here, including jade pigs, dragons, and rings, suggest that the site was a center of both ritual and political power. These objects, some of which are exquisitely crafted, predate the earliest written Chinese symbols, offering a glimpse into a culture that existed long before recorded history. Geologists have also found that the sandstone blocks used to build the pyramid and the surrounding structures were quarried from cliffs nearly 20 kilometers away, then hauled uphill and assembled without the use of mortar. This feat alone demonstrates a level of engineering skill that would have been extraordinary even with modern equipment. The most striking aspect of the New Halang complex is its focus on alignment with the sun. The terraces surrounding the pyramid form sightlines that track the solstice sunrises, effectively turning the entire site into a giant calendar. This astronomical precision, combined with the grandeur of the pyramid, suggests that the builders of New Halang had a sophisticated understanding of both engineering and astronomy, two fields that are often seen as separate in modern times, but were undoubtedly intertwined in ancient cultures. The discovery of this site forces us to reconsider the early roots of Chinese civilization and the advanced knowledge that may have been passed down through generations, potentially influencing later cultures. Moving from the enigmatic pyramid of New Halang, we next encounter the Erto Palace complex, located on the Yellow River floodplain, where legends say the semi-mythical Xia dynasty once ruled. Excavations at Erto have uncovered broad avenues, bronze foundries, and 4 palaces dating back to around 1700 BCE, centuries before the first recorded Chinese king lists. The largest of these palaces once gleamed with vermilion pillars and turquoise inlays, covering a vast area of 9,600 square meters. The size and grandeur of the complex suggests that it was not only a royal residence, but also a center of political and economic power. Interestingly, the presence of bronze slag heaps around the palaces indicates that Erto was a major center for the production of bronze, a material that would later become synonymous with Chinese civilization. One of the most fascinating aspects of Erto is the discovery of a vast grid of rammed earth foundations that extend far beyond the current excavation boundaries. These foundations suggest that the royal precinct at Erto was much larger than previously thought, and archaeologists believe that much of the site remains buried under the modern landscape. This discovery also hints at the possibility of a more sophisticated urban planning system than was previously assumed for this early period of Chinese history. The most striking feature of the site, however, is the lack of defensive walls, which indicates that the people of Erto may have been so politically dominant that they did not feel the need to fortify their city. This lack of fortifications raises intriguing questions about the nature of the early Chinese state and its relationship with its neighbors. Despite the wealth and power suggested by the findings at Erto, there are no written records that explain the rise and fall of the city. However, chemical analysis of the alloy recipes found at the site reveals that the bronzes produced here were traded as far as Sichuan, providing evidence of an early trade network that connected distant regions of China. These findings also suggest that Erto was a critical link in the development of China's early civilization, paving the way for future dynasties and the rise of a more centralized state. The complex nature of Erto's architecture and economy, combined with the absence of defensive walls, provides valuable insights into the social and political dynamics of early Chinese society. In stark contrast to the grandiose palaces of Erto lies the Bano Neolithic village, a site that offers a glimpse into the daily lives of ancient Chinese people. Discovered in 1953 by a construction crew in the region just east of modern Shishia, Bano is a frozen-in-time Neolithic settlement that dates back to between 4,500 and 3,700 BCE. The village is made up of timber longhouses, arranged in a layout that reflects early urban planning principles. The houses were raised on stilts, a design that protected the inhabitants from damp winters and floods. At the center of the village, hearths provided warmth, and the community's shared warmth and activity fostered a sense of family identity. One of the most poignant discoveries at Beino was the grave of a mother and child, found embracing in death. The intimacy of this moment, preserved for thousands of years, speaks to the deep emotional bonds that existed within the community. Archaeologists also discovered pottery shards, which indicate that Beino was a manufacturing hub. The red pottery produced in the village spread quickly across the Yellow River Basin, suggesting that the people of Beino were skilled artisans who played a significant role in the early trade networks of China. Notably, the tools used by the Beino people were made from polished stone and were imported from distant regions, suggesting that the village had established trade routes well before the advent of written language. Despite its seemingly humble nature, Beino provides valuable insights into the origins of Chinese city life. The village layout, with its raised houses and central hearths, reflects a deep understanding of how to create a sustainable living environment in the face of harsh natural conditions. The discovery of pottery and tools from distant sources suggests that the people of Beino were not isolated, but were part of a larger network of trade and cultural exchange. Moreover, the mother-child grave is a powerful reminder of the close-knit nature of ancient Chinese communities, where family bonds were central to social life. The excavation of these three sites, Nuhalang, Erto and Beino, provides compelling evidence of the advanced knowledge and skills possessed by ancient Chinese civilizations. Each site offers a unique perspective on the development of early Chinese culture, from the astronomical precision of the pyramid at Nuhalang to the grand palaces of Erto and everyday life at Beino. These discoveries challenge our understanding of the early history of China, suggesting that the civilization that would later dominate East Asia had its roots in much more sophisticated engineering, architecture, and social organization than previously imagined. As we look at these ancient wonders, we are forced to confront the mystery of how these structures were built and what they can teach us about the cultures that created them. The advanced knowledge of astronomy, architecture, and engineering displayed at these sites forces us to reconsider the narrative of China's early history and to acknowledge that the builders of these megastructures may have possessed knowledge and techniques that modern societies are still striving to understand. As more discoveries are made and new technologies are used to explore these ancient sites, we may yet uncover more secrets that will reshape our understanding of China's ancient past. As we conclude our exploration of China's ancient megastructures, we turn our attention to the final group of extraordinary sites that continue to fascinate archaeologists and historians alike. The discovery of the Han Imperial pre-Qin Great Wall foundations, Shishia Imperial Tombs, and megalithic clusters in Jiang offer compelling evidence of a civilization whose engineering, architectural, and strategic expertise was far ahead of its time. These ancient sites not only reveal the ingenuity of the builders, but also reflect the political, cultural, and social complexity of early Chinese society. The Han Imperial Pyramids are perhaps one of the most striking examples of ancient Chinese burial architecture. Located in the northern region of China, these pyramids are the burial sites of the Han emperors, who ruled China from 206 BCE. The most famous of these is the Maoling Pyramid, which is the tomb of Emperor Wu, one of the most powerful rulers of the Han dynasty. The pyramid stands 46 meters tall, with a base that measures 240 meters on each side. The scale and construction of these pyramids rival those of the ancient Egyptian pyramids, yet they are made from a mixture of clay bricks and rammed earth. The design of the Han pyramids was particularly impressive, as the construction was not just monumental in size, but also in its ability to resist seismic shocks. Recent LiDAR scans have revealed an entire ceremonial avenue leading to the pyramids, further demonstrating the sophistication of the Han engineering methods. What makes the Han pyramids even more intriguing is the recent discovery of several satellite tombs. These tombs are filled with lacquered items, silk banners, and a complete bronze cavalry squad, offering a glimpse into the wealth and power of the Han dynasty. However, the main tomb of Emperor Wu remains sealed, with archaeologists wary of the potential risks posed by toxic mercury found near the tomb's ventilation shafts. This mercury is thought to have been used in ancient times to create rivers of liquid metal, a practice that has been linked to other imperial tombs in China, such as the famous terracotta army of the Qin dynasty. Despite the difficulties in excavating the tomb, the Han pyramids continue to offer valuable insights into the ancient Chinese belief system, as well as the engineering feats that were accomplished during the Han period. In contrast to the grandeur of the Han Imperial Pyramids, the pre-Qin Great Wall foundations offer a glimpse into the earlier stages of China's defense architecture. Scattered across the hills of Shandong in Hunan, these ancient walls predate the well-known brick structures of the Ming Dynasty. The pre-Qin walls were constructed using low mud ridges and oak palisades, and some sections stretch for up to 20 kilometers. These walls were built by the states of Qi and Chu as early as the 7th century BCE, long before the Great Wall we are familiar with today. The foundations of these walls are remarkably well preserved, and archaeologists have uncovered evidence of ancient siege fires and stone arrowheads, offering a glimpse into the military strategies of early Chinese states. One of the most fascinating discoveries at the pre-Qin Great Wall sites is the use of sticky rice soup mixed into the mud to increase the compressive strength of the walls. This biochemical technique, which was only recently rediscovered, demonstrates the resourcefulness of the early builders. Despite the challenges posed by erosion and rainfall, the walls have stood the test of time, and their construction continues to provide valuable insights into the military history of early China. The Shishia Imperial Tombs, located in the Ningxia Desert, are another significant archaeological find. These tombs, which belong to the Tangut rulers of the Shishia kingdom, are distinguished by their unique shape. Each mound resembles a tiered beehive. The tombs are surrounded by 271 smaller tombs, forming a cosmic diagram that may have been based on the astrology of the Tangut people. The most remarkable feature of the Shishia tombs is the preservation of their murals, which depict braided universes and warriors riding snow lions, motifs not seen in Han art. These murals, along with the discovery of bronze drums and sealed scroll tubes, provide a rare glimpse into the spiritual and artistic practices of the Tangut people, whose civilization was wiped out by the Mongol invasion. Despite centuries of earthquakes and looting, most of the chambers in the Shishia tombs remain intact, and researchers continue to study these tombs in the hopes of uncovering more secrets about the Tangut kingdom. The dry desert climate has helped preserve the tombs, allowing archaeologists to study the intricate artwork and the construction techniques used in the tomb's design. The Shishia tombs, like many other ancient sites in China, stand as a testament to the enduring legacy of the country's early rulers, whose power and influence continue to be felt even today. Finally, the Zhejiang megalithic cluster is a site that raises as many questions as it answers. Spread across the Xiang region, this cluster of megalithic sites dates back to the late Neolithic period and consists of over 45 megalithic structures, including large slabs balanced on ridges and corridors cut through mountainsides. The largest of these structures is the Yaolun mountain cluster, where stone slabs form precise right angles that align with the spring equinox. This alignment suggests that the megaliths may have had an astronomical or ritualistic significance, possibly serving as a giant calendar or a ceremonial site. What is particularly intriguing about the Zhejiang megalithic cluster is the discovery of wedge sockets, which indicate that the stones were not simply placed on top of each other, but were carefully cut and levered into place. The precision with which these stones were arranged suggests that the builders possessed advanced knowledge of geometry and engineering. The discovery of these megalithic sites has led some scholars to propose that they were part of a widespread network of priest engineers who were responsible for spreading astronomical and calendrical knowledge across early Chinese society. These megalithic sites, along with the Han Imperial Pyramids, pre-Qin Great Wall foundations, and Shishia tombs, offer a fascinating glimpse into the ancient world of China. Each site represents a different aspect of early Chinese civilization,
From the grandeur of royal tombs and defensive walls to the astronomical and spiritual practices of early cultures. Together, they form a rich tapestry of history, one that continues to challenge our understanding of the ancient world and forces us to reconsider the ingenuity and achievements of the people who lived long before the rise of the dynasties we know today. In the end, these sites remind us that there is still much to learn about the ancient civilizations that shaped the world we live in today. As more discoveries are made and new technologies are used to explore these sites, we may uncover even more secrets that will continue to reshape our understanding of China's ancient past. Until then, these extraordinary structures stand as silent witnesses to a history that is both awe-inspiring and mysterious, waiting to be fully understood.